what's up everyone? This is NinjaDeathStrike bringing you another Pokemon Black and White Wi-Fi battle. My opponent this time is Seed of Evil, and he's going to be using a Sandstorm team. So I expected the T-Tar lead since I saw it in there, and I do expect this to be the general lead set, so I think he'll probably go for Stealth Rock this turn, and I'm going to go ahead and paralyze it now. He does go for Stealth Rock, so that was a decent prediction. I'm able to survive without taking the flamethrower damage, and now I can U-turn out. I thought he might go for a flamethrower now in case I stayed in, so I go to Nike expecting some kind of special attack, but instead he goes for Crunch. It does less than half, which means I should be able to stall him out. I'm going to speed the video up here because this is going to be me attempting to stall him out. Since he's paralyzed, I ought to come out on top of this. Eventually, he's going to get some para hacks. I'm going to be able to recover and whittle his health down with Earth Power. But this stall war goes on for like 10 turns, and not once is he paralyzed. He does, however, get a crit, and eventually he's going to get a defense drop, forcing me to switch out. So this was really unlucky on my side of the battle. I didn't get anything going in my favor here. I do get a special defense drop here in a turn or two, but because he never gets paralyzed, I don't get a chance to capitalize on it. I'm not able to attack. I just have to keep recovering, waiting for that para-hacks that's never going to come. So this is really frustrating when I was playing it, because I was like, come on! You know, there's a 25% chance of paralysis, but it's definitely not working for me right now. So I believe this next turn he gets, now he gets the defense drop. So I can't stay in since another Crunch is going to take me out, and I don't want to lose Nike yet. I have to switch out. And I believe I'm going to go into Lennon since there's no reason for him to switch his attacks. I finally get some Paralysis here. And I thought about setting up a bulk up, but it's a little too early now. I'm just going to go for Drain Punch in case he overpredicts and stays in. But he doesn't. He goes to Claydol, and Drain Punch is going to do barely anything, less than a fourth. And I don't want to take a super effective attack. Even though I have Payback, I doubt it will kill without a bulk up, and I don't want to take a Psychic, so I'm going to switch out here. And he predicts that and double switches. He goes to Heatran. I'm not sure what he predicted me to bring in, but I go to Hate, so I'm in a pretty good position here. A Spec Surf will definitely take it out. Turns out he's Scarf though, but he doesn't have Dragon Pulse or Hidden Power Ice, which is nice. I get hit with Magma Storm, which does a lot, but it doesn't kill me, and Spec Surf's definitely gonna be able to OHKO Heatran, so his only Dragon Resist goes down pretty early, which was a great for me. Unfortunately, Porygon 2 comes in, and I know Surf's not going to do enough to take it out, especially since it'll have Evo Light. So I go into Crack his Whack, which I don't know what I was thinking, because Ice Beam definitely would have been the best move to go for there. But I guess he predicted another Stun Spore here and goes into Tyranitar. I actually went for Encore since he had gone for Thunderbolt, but it has the same effect. It doesn't work, so now, though, I'm going to predict him to switch out again, and I'm going to U-turn to get some switch initiative. He brings in his Electivire, and since I know that Hate is faster, I'm going to go back into Hate, and now that he doesn't have any Dragon resistances, I'm free to go for Dragon Pulse, knowing that it'll do a solid amount of damage to anything he brings in. Porygon 2 comes back in, though, and it's not going to do more than half, meaning that he would be able to stall me out if he stays in, so I'm going to switch out here. I believe I'll go into Nike, knowing that Porygon 2 doesn't have great special attacks, so I'm not in danger of being KO'd here. And I believe I will recover up on this next turn to get back to a good amount of health. Yeah, he's going to bring Tyranitar back in. I'm going to... Oh no, I go for Toxic. That's right. I knew that this team was really going to have a hard time taking down Porygon, so I needed to go for Toxic just to get that residual damage, but he predicts that and goes into Tyranitar, so we're right back where we started. Finally, though, I get some para hacks working in my favor. He gets paralyzed twice in a row, which is really unfortunate for him, but considering he wasn't paralyzed at all in our last exchange, I think it kind of equals out. Anyhow, it allows me to work him down to a low enough position where I'm going to be able to take him out. I takes 4 Earth Powers to bring it down, though, since his special attack is just beastly in the sand. It's equivalent to base 150, I believe, with Sandstorm up. And Gastrodon doesn't have the most impressive special attack, so that's a 4-hit KO, even though it's super effective. He does get 1 crunch off in that process, so Nike is again at pretty low health, but at least Tyranitar is dealt with. Mind Shao comes in. I can't take a Fake Out, and I definitely can't take a high jump kick, so I go into Crow, but he makes a great prediction there, and he goes for the substitute instead. I know that I'll be able to survive an attack, though, so I'm just going to Whirlwind it out so that I don't have to deal with a sub. I thought, too, that he might Baton Pass it, Baton Pass that sub out to something else. So if he did that, I wanted to Whirlwind that away. But Porygon gets dragged back in. I know that Crow's going to be fairly useless. He doesn't match up well with any of the rest of Seed's team, so I'm just going to set up my rocks. And I thought he'd go for Thunderbolt. Instead, he goes for Ice Beam, and it actually kills me because of a crit. I mean, it mattered that it wouldn't have killed me otherwise, but it didn't matter that because Crow wasn't really that useful. So in the end, it's not a real big deal. Still, it would have been nice to be able to hang on to Crow for a little bit. But I'm able to bring Nike back in, and he's not going to die from an attack, and I'm able to recover up here. And now I believe I recover. No, I go for Earth Power. I'm not sure why. Maybe thinking that Electivire would want to come in, but Seeds makes another good prediction. He goes into Claydol. And now I'm going to stay in and go for the Toxic since it's a wall, and I definitely want to be able to get a good amount of residual damage on it. He goes for Psychic, which doesn't do a whole lot. And now I recover again as he switches back out into Porygon 2. So if I would have gone for Toxic on that turn, that would have been great, since I could have gotten this thing paralyzed. Or poisoned, rather. But instead I opt to go for Recover. I get back up to full health, and now he's going to switch out again, predicting the Toxic, go back into Claydol to block that. And at this point, I can't really do anything other than go for Ice Beam, even though I know that he probably has Rapid Spin and that he is going to spin my rocks away, making Crow basically worthless this battle. He goes for Psychic, though. I guess he was predicting a switch into Lennon, maybe, or perhaps Thundurus, and he just wanted to get some damage. But now he chooses to go for the spin, as Ice Beam is going to fail to KO, but the poison damage is going to take him down. So Claydol goes down, and now he has Electivire, Porygon, and maybe something else that I forgot. So I feel like I'm in pretty good position at this point. Mind Shao. So Mind Shao comes in. I don't want to let him get another free sub, so I'm going to Earth Power. And now I mistakenly think that maybe Nike can survive a high jump kick. That was a very foolish mistake. Obviously, he can't. That's a 105 attack with a 130 power move and a life orb, so that was a pretty dumb move. I sacrificed Nike, and he would have been handy later in the battle. But it does give me one more switch into Hate. Hate's going to go down, so I only have one turn. I know Porygon 2 is going to come in, so I decide to go for Trick and Trick at my Specs, which was probably not the best move. I did not play very well this match, but I wanted to get the Evo Light off of it so that I could definitely kill it with Lennon later. And now I'm going to paralyze it just so that I know that Lennon's faster. My plan at this point is to set up an end sweep with Lennon, hopefully getting a bulk up or two in so that I can take out the rest of his team with a priority Mach Punch. But he's stuck himself into Ice Beam. I know that I'll be able to live one. So I go for bulk up here, as Ice Beam is going to do almost half, probably just under half, and I get frozen, which sucks. So I go for Mach Punch here, basically because I thought the game was over. I should have gone for bulk up, because if I had survived... No, I probably should have gone for Drain Punch, so I would have gotten my health back. Anyhow, it doesn't matter, because I picked bulk up, which was not the right move to choose. Mind Shao comes in. I know this thing has paper thin defenses, so I thought a +1 Mach Punch would be enough to kill it, but it's not. It lives with just barely a sliver of health. Maybe I hit min damage, but at that point it's good game because Electivire is going to come in. The only Pokemon I have left is Sinbad, my Thundurus, and again, he's not going to do jack squat in this game. He's just going to die like he always does. So Hidden Power is not enough to take him out, but it is going to be enough to take me out. So I made some pretty poor choices in this match, but Seeds definitely had a couple of great predictions. He outplayed me for sure, and he definitely earned this win. So good match. Stay tuned, guys. I'll have more coming your way shortly.